Today we're going to discuss how to avoid chop while trading using MSP ALGO Artificial Intelligence Trading Bot Momentum Alerts. This way you can trade for fast money moves. Our test case today is going to be Amazon. We'll also show you how to consistently win 80 to 90% of your trades consistently, trading momentum alerts, and we're also going to throw in using the cheat sheet. Okay? So, hypothetically, today is the 12th of July. I'm looking at pre-market price action. And it looks like price is a little bearish here about 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to prep before the day begins, and I want to trade Amazon. I'm looking for a fast money move. As you can see, sometimes you get a little chop. So I don't want to be involved with that. I'm going to look for a momentum alert. Those are the only type trades I want to take today. So I need some assistance, and I'm going to look at MSP ALGO Trading Bot to see what it has to say. So here goes the 7 to 8 o'clock time frame here, and I could see on the charts it did look bearish. Price was actually pulling back. And it's 0800 right here on the 12th. So sometimes just looking at the chart, you really can't tell what's going on. So in this particular instance, it looks a little bearish. So let's go back to the application to see what it has to say. So basically, we discussed already how to read this application, the trading bot, and the columns it have is the trade symbol, pivot signal, start date, time, current price, money flow, a little information alerts here like the block trade, HFT, fire alert, average buy sell, money flow, the buying, selling, etc. And then here we also have our .algo max 3 indicators as well. So if you want to know a little bit more about these columns, you probably need to look at our previous videos on how to read the charts and also how to trade scalp alerts. So quick overview, we got our trend, intraday trend, symbol, pivot signal, start date, end date, current price, the money flow, we follow the top 10% of the market, the top 10% with 90% of the money, and ignore the other 90% of the market based on the algo logic and what the average buy and sell that we're detecting, as well as money inflow, outflow ratio, money in versus out. In this case, 43 is going in versus out. And the momentum, the higher the momentum for a bullish is about 80, 90. That's pretty high. So this is starting to look good right in pre-market. And I don't really have any scalp alert signals. I'm looking at the 60-minute time frame, which is the default symbol Amazon, and we can see it's July the 12th. Okay, so I know the market is going to open up at 0930 normal market hours. This is pre-market, and I'm starting to see some .algo max 3 alerts here, information alerts, and it says yellow, big move up or down soon. Okay, so we can see it's .algo max 3. We got code red, green, and yellow, so we know that's most likely a spike, okay, of some sort, and it looks quite bullish. The algo is actually doing trading logic and pre, but overall it's just saying the stock is bullish. Little buying here, little selling there, but the algo like Amazon in pre-market. Alright, so not really getting any signals, but I do have the pivot signal here that says long, and the trend is bullish, and could see that there's some momentum and all that. But I like to wait for a little bit more information, so I'm gonna wait this out. I'm gonna try to get some more information and some information alerts, and see if I could get a momentum alert. Okay, so at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I do see I got a momentum alert. Okay, and so I'm gonna go click on that and see what it has to say. It says expected move intraday momentum alert, pop to drop, buy support, short resistance, high activity detected, and it want me to look at the chart to see if price near support or resistance as confirmation, or I could just look at price action here and see what it says for the momentum alerts. It says that support is 1735 to 1750, and resistance is 1750 to 1763. Okay, so we know this is bullish. This is kind of no-brainer here. We don't see any chat play, scalp alerts popped up. Okay, so we could also click here and see what the intraday support and resistance is. Now, when we click the momentum alert, it did say caution if price break out above resistance and they keep buying, then going to run, and vice versa. So that's one key thing I noticed about that, as well as when I look at the regular support and resistance, the same price, but it's telling me had a trade. Are the big boys buying or selling their support or resistance? If they're buying support or resistance, long to next resistance. If they're selling support or resistance, short to next support. So I need to see where price is at. So I notice price is near 1773. This is the current price column. We could see that. Market opened up. I finally got it. I'm looking at the hourly. And so I'm reading. I haven't taken a trade. I'm reading the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I finally got my momentum alert, and I'm starting to get some more information. But overall, the stock looked quite bullish. I could see the daily trend was bullish. I could see that they're pretty much where they're pretty much buying and selling. I see 1763 and 1764 as the market opened up, buying 1767 and selling 1769. So since this is going up, I'm looking for a long opportunity. So I need more information. So I noticed this came out and it's red. First thing is, where's major support and resistance for the day? So that's 1757. So we're going to round that off to 1760. So here we hit that price. That's what this yellow was telling us, that we did hit the support. But all I see them doing really is selling and buying, but it is definitely not pulling below that 1757. So that tells me this is support. They're buying 1757 and it pushed it up to this level. It's pretty easy to see that. Okay, so here this is telling me that we're near resistance. So they bought support, we're near resistance, and saying price must break out or break down. If it fail, I could short it. If it succeed, then it's obviously not a short, it's a breakout. Same concept here with this slingshot alert. Informational alerts as far as price points, to extremes or not. But right now, all I see is bullish, 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 bullish. I barely see any selling, right? So now I'm looking at the 09 to 1000, and I notice price is above resistance. So since it says if they're buying support or resistance along the next resistance, that's great. But what's the next resistance? I don't know. This is a breakout. Before I investigate that, let me look at, are they the buy block algo blocks? These are algo created blocks, created by MSP ALGO, considering we do not follow block trades at all. Okay, we follow the algo in the top 10%, and that's it. These will be late prints in the future, probably in 2 days, 3 days, a week, or whatever, okay, whenever they report it. But this is, we create our future price action by watching current price action to interpretate what the future is going to hold. So that looks like a pretty good size. There's some commitment here. I do like that. You could base that on back testing and watching what's the average blocks trade that they do, or you could just go to the block trade log and do a search and you could gauge the average block size. But I know for Amazon this is pretty big based on our algo generated blocks, okay? And then I see an HFT, so that means there's a lot of transactions. And then I see our momentum alert. So now I'm going to look at the chart. I also see it say I could go long if they buy in. So everything is saying this is bullish, right? And then we could see they're on the average by 1767. So this is, I'm kind of like, oh wow, it's a little bit below where they're buying, so that's kind of exciting. I need to move. I see the money flow is just bullish. I see there's an average of $5 rounded going in versus $1 going out, and now I have .algo max 3 signal, and my momentum is 80. So this is, seems like this is gonna fly. So let's go look at the chart. So we could gauge but where's support resistance. But before we do that, we don't really know where resistance is at. So I want to go to the cheat sheet and look at where is support and resistance. This is based on a daily longer time frame versus the intraday. Okay, so the robot is watching more so had a traders trade the intraday, with the cheat sheet is watching more like the weekly, daily support resistance levels. So since this is a breakout, I'm going to do a search for Amazon to try to find out where is next resistance. So we could see that based on this time frame, it's about 1780. So and prices near 1760-ish, I believe. So we probably got a $20 pop on here. So we found our support, next resistance. You could find support or resistance by going to the cheat sheet for the day. So now I'm going to look at the chart. Okay, so this is the 12th. I already have this in replay mode here. So this is the 12th. And I know price did break out. We could look at these fibs and see prices above it. So we know that this is kind of a breakout based on the data that we got from here. This is 0800. It looks bearish. But looking at the app, we could tell it was really bullish, not bearish. So the chart's showing bearish, the app showing bullish. Okay? So that's telling us that the top 10% are buying this bearish candle. So we don't have to think this is a short, because if this does not, if they're buying, it's going to bounce. If they're selling, it's going to continue to drop. So let's go on to that 9-10 o'clock time range on our 10 minutes. See how price change direction in pre-market. And we knew that was not a short, right? Just by looking at the app. People say, can I just use the charts? You could see why it is not, you're not going to be able to get 80-90% of trades successfully, because sometimes the charts may look different than what the actual future may hold, and you'll be prepared for that in advance. Okay, let's do this. Go back to before the market opened up. So this is 9:10. This is 9:20. Okay, so we looked at where they were doing the average buying, and it's like 1766. So I'll put a little line on here, and I want to, just so it's easy when the market open up, I'm not stammering and stuttering, because things can move quickly. And let's look at where they were buying before the market opened up, right? So we could see about 1761, 1762, 72. So we want to try to go with the lowest. It looks like about 1761, 1762. And we could also see that MSP pivot point algos detected them here at 1761. So we know these are our guys, our traders that we follow right there. See how they reversing it? Okay, so that was 820 or whatever. So we want put it up, push it up just a little bit. So we kind of want to try to buy near this price point. Support and resistance is not an exact price, but we do know that somewhere close by we're looking to try to get in here. So we're going to say we have a support and resistance range. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to do something like this. So we kind of got a little support here. Let me zoom in. Just doing it on my own, looking at the candles here in pre-market. So we kind of want to go long. I'm gonna push this up just a little bit, right on that fib. So we kind of want to go long somewhere around this range here, a little above, a little below, but somewhere around there. Okay, so let's see what happens when the market open up. Okay, so price opened at I'm at rounded 1765. It hit a low of 1762. So it hit our range where we want to go long. We already did our analysis. We want to go long. Okay, as long as we see price hold on a chart and it's not spiraling down at 100 miles an hour, we think we're good to go. We could also see a signal triggered here, right? So we took that long in between the 1762 and 1764. So now I'm using the 1 hour. I don't want a lot of noise on my chart unless I feel like I need to drill in. If I see activity that's going against my trade, then I will drill in, and because as price go up, there's going to be buying and selling. That's just how it works. Okay, so a bullish trend just means price is going up more than going down. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that. An alert went off. Okay, let's get back to this video. Alright, so yes, I do set alerts if I have targets. I think that was, I traded Amazon the other day and my target was like 1750 or 1755, so it probably went off. And the day I'm actually recording this is the 7th of August 2018. Sorry about that. Let's get back to our video on how to trade momentum alerts and make money at record speed. And I did get out of that trade yesterday. I was day trading. It moved 100 miles an hour. I did a momentum alert and I didn't want to watch the market anymore, so I had just left. I had other things I decided to do. Okay, so I already decided to take this trade. I had like too many confirmations. I had like 3, 4, 5. So I didn't really wait for that fire alert in this particular scenario. It's just role playing, or I may have waited for that alert. Just depends. Okay, so we could see as the market opened up, more momentum kept coming out and price kept running. It did hit our cheat sheet target here of that 1781, but it broke out and it is still running. I'm not worried about it. I'm using this as to babysit my trade. Every hour I'm gonna go look at this, and I don't want to look at a lower time frame because it may scare me out my trade, because in between all this is probably a whole bunch of buying and selling, and I just wanted to detect where it made sense, major buying or selling. So, or I could do this. I could say, okay, I see a block trade of 24, rounded 37, so 47, 43. I see selling 41. That's about what we've been seeing. So I can drill in to that 10-minute time frame and try to see should I get out of my trade, or I may want to get out of my trade. Or if I had many options, let's say I got 10, I may want to sell 8 and keep 2 because the chart still look decent. So let's see what the chart looks like between 1 and 2 p.m. Alright, so I'm just gonna act like the day is going along here. And I'm gonna say I didn't even look at the chart. I just looked at the app. The only time I look at the chart was to try to gauge my support resistance levels, and I just didn't even look at it. So the only time I got a little concerned was when I saw the selling. So let's see what would have happened to me. And that was about 1400. So we're getting close to that time frame. That's 1310. Blah blah blah. 1340. See, that's why I don't like to really look at the charts. I'm not saying it's a great idea, but if the trend is real good, if it's chopped, you gotta watch the charts. But if it's not, and you know you're watching the top 10%, they have 90% of the money, you know that if you see this pulling back like this, most likely it's not gonna last long, okay? But as traders, we may get fearful. So, but anyway, this time frame's 1340. Let's go 1350. What time is this? 1400. So this actually showed up on a 1 hour. This is a 10-minute. Now, this is the 1 hour. This is when the market opened. And so actually, this is that activity here. You see it? If you looked on a 1 hour. It looks more dramatic on a 10-minute, okay? Versus a 1 hour. That's why it's good to look at both. So there you go. So really nothing happened, right? We know how to trade. If it don't break support, it's not a short. And if it hold, it's still a long. See what the indicators look like? MS ALGO Max 3. And turned on the breakout or breakdown algo so we could see back in the past that was a breakout, right? Had some signals, a breakout, a little chop here, but overall pretty nice signals. And so it's up to the trader what they want to do based on the time frame. If it's a day trader, they may have one to get out of their position. Let's see what else would have happened. When I'm trying to get entry and exit, I like to chill into the 10-minute. So we're going to go to the end of the day. And overall it was a pretty good trade, right? Let's look at the 1-minute version here. I don't think I could do a 1 minute because that's way too far away. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you see what momentum alerts are. Momentum alerts, unlike scalp alerts does not say there's momentum back in that trade. So you need to look to see if you need other information with scalp alerts. Like if a momentum alert came out with it, then you know you got momentum. So momentum alerts mean that an unusual amount of money is going into a stock, and most likely it's going to move now, because as you see here, you may want to trade sometimes and price does nothing, right? It just goes sideways. And we're not looking for those type of trades. We're patient traders. This is excellent for scalp alerts. Excellent for scalp alerts. Just to scalp, because it would have been like 1750 to 1740. That's a nice little scalp. So that would be great for that. But we're not looking for that today. We're tired of chop. So what is chop? When price really don't do anything besides go up and down in a range, okay? Momentum means it's going to either move, it's going to not stay sideways, but go up or down. So price could go up or down. On this particular day, it was bullish, so that means price go up. If it was a bearish day, then price would go down. But you see how it ran? So on the 1 minute, we could see that price did a run. We discovered how to find resistance if it's a breakout, and you also know how to create your own fibs, because we did a tutorial on how to create your own support and resistance using Fibonacci extensions or just horizontal lines, okay? Always have support or resistance on your charts. That way, when price move, you know why it's doing something. Price moves one way or another for a reason. And you should be able to see, oh, this is the 10-minute version. I'm glad they fixed that. Okay, so we could kind of see price went to resistance, it was a breakout, it was pulling back. That way, if you see something that says down arrow, you know that's support, right? But anyway, that's not what the point of this webinar was about. It was about how to trade using MSP ALGO artificial intelligence trading bot. So how to avoid chop while day trading. It's obviously for day traders, using MSP ALGO artificial intelligence trading bot. And there go Amazon. So in essence, if you follow the steps that I showed, you should be able to win 80 to 90% of your trades consistently trading momentum alerts. Okay, so the next video we're going to do is how to trade measured move alerts using MSP ALGO trading bot. Okay, and in the future we'll be trading live, but we need to get all these webinars and tutorials up to speed. So once we get to that level, it'll be easy for the trader to understand our trading lingo. In the meantime, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do videos every week, and happy trading.